Hi there, it's Malik. Back at again with another reaction. We got 10 facts that will ruin your childhood. Hey man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into a video.
We all have happy memories of our childhoods, but
Yeah.
what if I told you some of those are based on total lies?
Oh, for
Whether
real?
it's a book, a film, or a TV show you loved as a kid, or maybe just a general fact about your childhood you've always thought back on. A lot of these are total lies and farces,
Oh,
and
for
there are
real?
some very dark secrets behind things which made your childhood what it was.
Wow.
I'm Charlie, and today we're going to look at facts that will ruin your childhood. Strap in, because we're going on a nostalgia trip. But first, subscribe
Been
and
that
press
ruin
the
my childhood for
notification
real,
bell.
Feel me?
Walt Disney. In the 1920s, Walter Disney made Disney.
Yeah.
Since then, Disney's gone on to make some of the best kids' movies of all time. They also
Right,
have
right,
kids'
right.
theme parks and things every kid loved in their childhood.
Facts.
But most people don't know that Walt Disney had a dark past. It's said
True.
that Walt Disney did not like Jewish people very much at all. He was also a founding member of the Motion Picture Alliance. This group allegedly had many privately anti-Semitic members. In 2014, actress Meryl Streep even said that he was an anti-Semite and misogynist. This
Wow.
claim was even backed up by Walt's grandniece, Abigail Disney. Also, some of his movies, for example Song of the South, have been criticized by the NAACP. That is for perpetuating African-American stereotypes.
Come
It's
on
kind
now,
of
dog.
crazy to look back at someone who made such great childhood films in this light.
Yeah,
But
he did.
what do you think? Does this ruin Disney for you or not?
I don't know. I don't
Mr.
watch.
Mosby. If you're a 90s kid, I'm sure you remember The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yeah.
And then the later series, The Sweet Life on Deck. Many say that their favorite character in these shows was Mr. Mosby.
Yeah.
Marion Mosby, better known as Mr. Mosby, was portrayed by Phil Lewis. But before the show aired, the actor Phil Lewis had a pretty dark past. In December of 1991, he was arrested after striking Isabel Duerte with his car.
He
This
should never
caused
been on the show
Isabel
then.
of Bethesda, Maryland, to pass away. He was charged with manslaughter and driving while intoxicated. His blood alcohol level was 3 times the legal limit. A court sentenced him to 5 years in prison, but he only served 1. Instead, he began working with a prison-based theatre group. He performed in jails, schools, and churches to highlight the consequences of alcohol abuse. Of course, he's now moved on and is a successful actor, but I'm pretty sure no kids watching his TV shows realized his dark past.
I said he should never been on the show, but he is a successful
considering that Isabel passed away due to
so.
his driving. Cowardly Lion. We all remember the movie and story of The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
And one of the main characters in it is the Cowardly Lion. But did you know that the lion costume in The Wizard of Oz is made of real lion hair?
Oh, for
That's right, a lion had to be hunted down and taken out to get this costume. That kind of makes the whole thing pretty creepy. The actor was literally dressed in a deceased lion to play a lion. Recently, the costume was sold for more than $3 million at an auction in New York City.
Yo.
But it attracted a lot of controversy because it is a real lion. The costume, worn by actor Burt Layer, weighed over 100 pounds. Lions are now an endangered species around the world. So, does this fact ruin The Wizard of Oz for you or not?
I don't know.
Elmo.
I know that man right there was
I'm
hot.
pretty sure every
And
kid watched Sesame
Elmo.
Street
Elmo's
growing up.
world.
We loved all of the characters, especially the main character, Elmo.
Yeah.
But many don't know the man behind Elmo.
Who is
That
it?
is a puppeteer and actor named Kevin Clash.
Oh, for real?
He performed and voiced Elmo from 1985 to 2012. But why did he stop in
Never knew
2012? Well, in November of 2012, a man named Sheldon Stevens alleged something against Kevin. He said that while he was underage, him and Kevin had an inappropriate relationship.
How's
Kevin
that?
acknowledged this and said it was between consenting adults. But 2 weeks later, another accuser came forward to talk about Kevin. That is someone named Cecile Singleton. Kevin then resigned from Sesame Street, and 3 claims were brought against him in court. In 2013, these claims were all dismissed by the court. That's because they were way past the statute of limitations. Do you guys believe Kevin or do you believe the accusers?
I don't know.
And does this change the way you see the character of Elmo? I feel bad for Kevin if he did nothing wrong. But if he did do these things, then he gets no sympathy from me.
Facts.
Peter Pan.
Hey, Elmo was the thing though back
We
then.
all know and love the story of Peter Pan. But when you think about it, a boy who never grows up is kind of a strange premise. Where did it come from? Well, we can look to the character's creator, J.M. Barrie. J.M. Barrie has actually revealed the origin of the Peter Pan character. And
Wow.
it's something that recent makers of Peter Pan movies have tried to cover up. Peter Pan is actually based off of J.M. Barrie's 13-year-old brother. He
Look at
cracked
that
his
slick
skull and
hair,
passed
boy.
away while ice skating. And that's
Some
why
jail
J.M.
and
Barrie
extra
wrote
shit
about
jail.
a boy who never grows old. This makes the whole character a lot more creepy. That's right, the reason why Peter Pan can't grow older is because he's not alive. Blue
Not
Ranger.
alive.
As a kid, I'm sure you watched the Power Rangers.
Of course.
But do you know who's behind those helmets and colourful suits?
No, not
Well,
really.
one of those people was David Yost. He played the character of Billy, the Blue Ranger in Power Rangers. Sadly, he left his role,
look,
but
little Bill.
why? Well, he said it's because he was actually bullied by the crew members and cast. That is because he was gay. Later, this bullying even caused him to go to conversion therapy because he was so sad. He said, I put myself through conversion therapy because I didn't want to be gay. I really struggled and struggled and struggled with it.
I mean, bro.
I sort of had to start the process of learning to accept myself, which was very difficult. It took me many years after the fact. So it's pretty sad to learn that these terrible things were going on the set of Power Rangers.
Boy, yeah.
It seemed all happy to us as kids, but behind the camera, that's not
We
what
don't
was
know.
taking place.
You feel me?
We never knew these seemingly heroic and powerful characters were bullying and getting bullied on the set.
Wow, that's
Dr.
crazy.
Seuss.
Oh my God, Dr.
Dr.
Seuss.
Seuss is one of the greatest children's authors to ever live. But many don't know about his dark side. Researchers now say Dr. Seuss may have been prejudiced against African Americans and
Oh.
Asian Americans. They criticize the drawings of a Chinese man in the story and to think I saw it on Mulberry Street. In the book If I Ran a Zoo, a man also says he would put a person of color wearing a turban on display. But if you don't
Whoa.
think that's bad, then you should really hear about Dr. Seuss's wife. Dr. Seuss actually cheated on his wife, Helen Palmer, and he did this while she was sick with cancer. As a result of this, Helen took her own life. She did this by taking too many pills. Her final note read, I'm too
Wow.
old and enmeshed in everything you do and are. She said, I cannot conceive of life without you. My going will leave quite a rumour. But you can say I was overworked and overwrought. Your reputation with your friends and fans will not be harmed. So even though she took her own life, she still did not want to expose what Dr. Seuss had done.
That's crazy.
Red Ranger.
Nah, that ain't my guy, Dr. Seuss
We've
no more.
already
I'm
covered
sorry.
how the Blue Ranger was bullied for being gay on set. But he isn't the only Power
Sorry.
Ranger who will ruin your childhood. Ricardo Mendia played the Red Ranger,
Uh-huh.
and in 2015 he was arrested after taking the life of his roommate Joshua Sutter. This was after
Come on now,
Ricardo
dog.
used a Conan the Barbarian medieval sword on him. That's right, he literally took his own roommate's life with a medieval sword.
Why?
It's said this happened because of an argument over Ricardo's girlfriend. In 2017, Ricardo pled guilty to 1 count of voluntary manslaughter, and later that year he was sentenced to 6 years in prison.
Bye-bye.
This changes the way I'll see Red Ranger forever.
We'll never
Ferris
see you
Bueller.
again. Bye.
Every kid, and frankly adult, loves the film Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It stars Matthew Broderick, and he's also been
Yeah.
in many other great films. But did you know about his dark past? In 1987, he was driving in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
That was when he crossed into the wrong lane. He then collided head-on with a
Ooh.
28-year-old woman named Anna Gallagher and her mother. Both of them were taken out instantly. Matthew also fractured his leg and ribs in the crash.
Ah.
He was charged
Ouch.
with taking a life by dangerous
Ouch.
driving. He was facing up to 5 years in prison, but instead got off with a $100 fine. The victim's son and brother called it a travesty of justice.
Wow.
Lion King.
Lion King.
Everyone knows and loves the Lion King movie. And I'm pretty sure as kids, our favourite character was Simba. This
Yes, sir.
movie was released in 1994, and the average lifespan of a lion is 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
This means if Simba from The Lion King was real, he probably would have passed away back in 2009. And now in 2020, he would almost definitely not be alive. It's pretty sad to think that in real terms, our favourite kids' movie characters would
Yeah.
no longer be alive.
Yeah.
But thankfully, they're kept alive forever on the silver screen, even if they
Facts.
do have some pretty dark backstories.
For real.
Let me know in the comments, have any of these facts ruined any TV show, book,
Know what
or
I'm saying?
movie for you?
Probably
if they
Dr.
did,
Seuss
then
one.
I'm sorry for ruining your childhood memories.
Probably the Elmo.
Personally, I think the thing
Yeah.
that makes me the most surprised is what Mr. Mosby did. Of course, the actor Phil Lewis did not mean to do that, so we can't blame him too much.
No.
But he still was driving while under the influence. And of course, he has
What are
now
you doing,
turned his
bro?
life
Like-
around and is beloved. But it's still a pretty dark backstory. Not many people know about this very popular actor.
Nope.
But now
Hey, man. What y'all think, bro? What y'all think? But, me, I got Dr. Seuss, bro. Why? But, hey, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And I'm out.